when we read this scripture here, we're reading in a context that Israel had already gone against God. You see, many people will look at books like the book of Jeremiah and say, oh, it's all doom and gloom. But actually, I see the promises of God. You know, the plans I have for you, plans to prosper and not to harm. That doesn't sound like doom and gloom to me. But actually, it's God in his sovereign power restoring Israel because he's got a covenant with Israel. Do you know, as a slight side note, do you know there's only 2 nations that have covenants with God? Only 2 nations that we know of. And in fact, let me refine that even more. There is only one nation that has ever made a covenant with God. And there is only one nation that God has made a covenant with. The nation that God has made a covenant with is Israel. He wouldn't allow Israel to make a covenant with them because he knew that they would break it. You see how much he loves them? You see how much he cares for them? Even to this day, that covenant stands. And if you don't believe me, go to Romans chapter 9 and read on to 11. It's there. Has he forgotten us? Certainly not. It was pretty clear. But the nation that has made a covenant with God is our own nation of Scotland. 1638, the national covenant signing, and some people focus on these things more or less. But there's significance when the body of the church gets together and says, we're going to create a document and we're going to declare that our nation is one nation before God.